That's more right now. You're watching Wave 3 News.
This is a team that is very much favored to go very far in the tournament. So this penalty is quite substantial, much more. It comes with complete shock to me.
U of L head basketball coach Rick Pitino saying even he was in the dark. No tournament this year with the school self-imposing a postseason ban. The school investigating the Katina Powell sex scandal. Today, the university president says it's reasonable to conclude a violation occurred. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Shannon Kogan. We have live team coverage for you tonight at 6. First, my co-anchor Scott Reynolds on campus right now. And in a moment, Scott, we're going to hear from two fifth-year transfer seniors, their only season as Cards, cut short by this ban.
Yeah, they must have a pit in their stomach tonight, Shannon. You know, the Cardinal basketball program made lead story on ESPN SportsCenter twice this week with that statement victory over second-ranked North Carolina on Monday, and then a statement today at a press conference revealing what they found in an internal investigation and then self-imposing the postseason ban this year that includes the ACC tournament and the NCAA tournament. We're hoping to hear from Damian Lee and Trey Lewis, those seniors who came here for that one last season granted by the NCAA, where they could go on and play in their first ever NCAA tournaments. They thought this was the program to go to, that Rick Pitino's program was set to make a big run in the tournament, but it wasn't happening. And are they at the podium yet right now? Okay, we're going to have those guys in a moment. The university's providing them to talk to us about their dreams being dashed. But, you know, it's not uncommon for universities to self-impose penalties before an NCAA investigation concludes. But a postseason ban, that's pretty strong. Connie Leonard joins us now. Connie, they must have found something quite serious.
Here talking to Kent Taylor about that. And, you know, one thing that we're saying is a lot of fans are asking, you know, why now? They're saying, you know, you have a team that's sitting at number 2 in the ACC. Why not just, you know, wait a little bit longer, go ahead, have the season, let these guys have their season and wait and see what the punishment is. President Ramsey said they did consider waiting, but he says he and athletic director Tom Jurich had to take action now. Here's why. Yesterday they got information from the NCAA enforcement staff about the investigation, and Ramsey alluded to the possibility that this is a level 1 NCAA violation. Well, what does that mean? It's the worst. Level 1 is a severe breach of conduct. And they felt that they had to act right away, giving themselves a serious penalty, one that Coach Pitino was not expecting.
The investigation inquiry is still going on, but we know that we have committed a violation, so we're taking this action.
This is a punishment I thought would never happen this season. This is a decision that's as harsh as anything I've seen.
Once some information is discovered that a violation occurred, an action will be taken, and you can see that this happened within 24 hours.
Okay. All right, and we want to throw right now to the presser live if we can.
Let's go. Damian Lee and Trey Lewis and the entire Cardinal basketball team.
Well, first and foremost, you know, we'd like to thank everyone for, you know, coming out in this moment. But for us, I mean, you see these guys that are standing here behind us. You know, we know that they truly have our back, you know, through any situation. And, you know, it's just a blessing to be here, play for the University of Louisville, and, you know, suit up with these guys day in and day out. For, you know, a couple of opening statements, you know, we, you know, I mean, none of us really, you know, expected this happening today. You know, when Trey and I first, you know, broke the news, I mean, we were truly devastated. You know, for us to come from where we came from, you know, put ourselves in this position, I mean, be the number 2 seed right now in the ACC, and put ourselves in this position to play in the NCAA tournament. You know, you know, once we heard the news, you know, we were truthfully devastated. And I mean, really just heartbroken, and you know, thankful. You know, we have these guys behind us that are here and, you know, could pick us up. Another point would be, you know, you guys really haven't seen the work that this team has put in. You know, ever since we've all came together last summer. You know, we put in a lot of hard work. You know, from early mornings to late nights, you know, guys getting in the gym, and even the trip to Puerto Rico, you know, seeing the growth and maturity that this team has had. over the past couple of months is just amazing. And the last thing, speaking for myself and speaking for Trey as well, no matter what, this school and this city, this community has been so gracious and so welcoming to us, in the past couple months that, I can definitely speak for the both of us and say that there's no other place in the world that we would rather go, no other school in the country that we would rather go to, no other coach, no other team that we would rather play for and play with than the guys that we have right here with us. It's tough times, but there's definitely a silver lining in this storm. But we just really just want to say thank you to everyone that's been here and that's been supporting us.
Following on what Damian just said, we were both hurt and devastated as soon as we heard this, because we both feel like we don't deserve this. This team doesn't deserve this. We worked very hard and we put ourselves in a position, to fulfill our dreams, and that was, to play in the NCAA tournament, and we feel like that's been taken away from both of us. But it's not just about both of us; it's about these group of guys who are behind us. They have to deal with this. Our coaching staff, and we know it's bigger than us. It's not just about us right now. And but we came here on for a purpose and a mission to play for this great school, and and the reason we came here, was to play in the tournament, and to play for Coach's great track record. He's proven, that he knows what it takes to get to that point, and that was taken away from us. So it definitely hurts, but we're trying to stay as positive as we can and continue being the leaders that we are and lead this team. And this is when your faith is truly tested. And I believe, the first thing I tweeted when I first got here was God got me. And I truly believe that to this day. So, I'm not worried about the future right now, but I'm worried about continuing leading these guys and just, moving forward the best we can.
Any questions? Yeah. Trey, what exactly did Coach Pitino say to you guys when you found out the news?
Oh, yeah.
And Trey Lewis there and Damian Lee, two great kids, by the way, Ken. And unfortunately, they and this team have to pay for whatever violations happened well before they got here.
You get the sense just from those opening statements what kind of young men these kids are. That's why many of the students, many of the other coaches on campus here are upset, because they know these guys, they're disappointed. Coach Pitino was disappointed. He was emotional today. You could see the red around his eyes as he addressed the media, upset that he's not going to be able to create NCAA tournament memories with Trey Lewis and Damian Lee.
I've had my share of crying and didn't want to go through it anymore. But this is certainly a night of extreme pain. Last night especially, before telling them this. Well, without ranking bad days, I will say that speaking to the team and watching my players cry and hug Damian and Trey, it's pretty difficult.
Coach Pitino fighting back tears there. Cards with 9 games left in this season. And by the way, Coach Pitino will join me tomorrow morning for Inside the Cards. You can catch the show and some more comments from Coach Pitino tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. right here on Wave 3 News.
Looking forward to that. Hard to hear all this, Scott. Right now, we're going to throw it back to you.
Thanks, Connie and Kent. And with no postseason, Coach Pitino hoping that the fans will really lift up these players in those last 4 home games. The final one Tuesday, March 1st, against Georgia Tech at the KFC Yum Center. The fans need some uplifting as well. Brian Winters talked with some of those who are really devastated by what they heard today. Brian?
That's right, Scott. I spoke to some fans just moments after the press conference broke out earlier today on campus, walked around, talked to some students as well as faculty to get the reaction on this devastating day for Louisville basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it's really rough. We came, from the top winning that championship and having great seasons after that to not even being able to participate. It's really rough, especially because this year there was a lot of hope for our team to go pretty far, especially after that great win against UNC. So it's really disappointing to not be able to be a part of the tournament.
It's really hard. A lot of people I know were freshmen whenever we won the 2013 national championship, and they're seniors now. It's really hard for them, I can imagine, to come in on such a high note and then to leave on such a low note. I know if I were a senior, I would be really disappointed that I didn't get to watch an NCAA tournament for my team, which I think would have gone really far in the tournament. So it's really sad.
Going from winning the title 3 years ago, a third title right after, going through all this is just, really upsetting. But, we just got to take it with a grain of salt and move on. I have faith in the boys. We can pick it up. Every team goes through rough patches, and, it's just temporary. Dark before the dawn,
Now, with this postseason ban intact, there's only 9 games left in the regular season, 4 of which are at home. One is right behind me tomorrow at home at 12 against Boston College. From the KFC Yum Center, I'm Brian Winter, Wave 3 News.
Thanks, Brian. Postseason bans, at least a half dozen of them in the last 2 years, either imposed by the universities or the NCAA. Here's a look at some of those. And could there be more coming from the NCAA once it wraps up its investigation? I talked with an expert in that field about what's ahead for U of L.
Well, I think the key here is was there a significant competitive advantage by what allegedly happened in Billy Minardi Hall? And I think you could make that argument if all is true, and that there's always the outside chance that there could be an additional postseason ban. My guess is, though, Scott, that it would be things like official visits. You might see a scholarship reduction that could potentially happen, off-campus recruiting restrictions, and then certainly probably some very serious on-campus recruiting restrictions for Louisville.
And Shannon, the university would be happy with that. Maybe just some recruiting visits lost rather than scholarships or additional postseason ban. All that will come down in the coming weeks and months. I'll have more from him coming up tonight at 11.
All right, Scott, thanks. And you do feel so sad for Damian Lee and Trey Lewis. Now, we broke this story and brought the press conference live today on the Wave 3 News app and wave3.com. You can go there right now for more comprehensive coverage on this story. We'll be right back.